Alrighty. I'm going to try one of these where I just draw and talk, see kind of what happens. I'm home today with my little miss. She is actually pretty sick. I've been running a high fever, so just kind of chilling out at the house. I just laid her down for kind of a late nap. Hopefully she'll feel better later. She was running a really high fever this morning, and I'm hiding out in the living room because I'm kind of hoping that Kruger will start making some noises other than her little chirps that I captured that last time. One of the things I've been working on for Wajas is trying to get some kind of like merch store set up. I started off at Teespring, but I guess I'm not content with how Teespring operates their site. It sounds like they more or less do it based off of like just a campaign. So you tell them how many shirts you're hoping to sell, and they don't ship out those shirts until you sell the amount that you're trying to sell. I'd rather have kind of a print on demand, so I'm looking into some other sites out there to kind of see what kind of stuff we can get set up. So I think it would be really cool to have like an on-demand store where you can buy for whatever season that we happen to be in or whatever, and you're not waiting a month to get the shirt that you want. We do have some artwork for Halloween already done because we had tried to get a head start on it for Halloween, but then it was looking like we weren't going to be able to get anything shipped out until like November, so it kind of squashed the whole idea. And then it was like today actually that I was looking around and saw that there are sites that do more of a print on demand, which I think would probably be a little more suited for us, just so that we do get things done on time, or you get your product on time, and then you can still kind of enjoy them for the season. So I'm wanting to figure out what I want to do for the design. I am asking I'm gonna commission Egg to make like a Christmas type shirt or design for us that we can put on products. So I need to kind of come up with some designs that I could test with in the meantime until Egg is able to get to doing some artwork for us. So I was trying to think of what people might like to have, what might be kind of fun. I, for some reason, still go back to pears for these types of designs. Like, pears are kind of our little, inside joke, I guess. Everything is around pears, so maybe we need to represent pears in some way on here. So this is kind of a picture that I've gone back to many times, is just like Apollo holding onto a pear. Not super original, but it would kind of make sense for us because of all of our pear stuff. Maybe this is something that would be worth trying out first. Maybe we'll give them a little turn. I like having the little toe beans, but I've never really been that good at drawing them right. They always look kind of weird. You can hear Kruger making her noises. She always makes noises when I leave the room. It's kind of her way of making sure I'm still around and I don't forget about her. I've always wanted to have merch for Wajas. It's just, sometimes it can be really time consuming and I just don't have that time to make these things happen. But the nice thing about these sites is they do all the printing and ordering and shipping and everything for you. All you have to do is provide the artwork and set up the store. I would still really love to have like toys and plushies at some point. I don't know how feasible it is really, but it's always been kind of a long-term dream and goal of mine. Maybe someday we'll get there. I had looked into it earlier this year, but then there's all kinds of like importing fees and stuff you have to pay, and it just, I just don't have that kind of time, unfortunately, to figure all that out, because talking to my financial team, we'd have to register with all the states to submit sales tax for each individual state, and we weren't sure if companies do that for you, like if eBay does that for you or not, and it would end up costing us more money to provide the merch than actually being able to sell them. All the money we would make, and then some would have to go towards the financial team to make sure we were hitting all the tax goals and everything, and so we were kind of following the law in that regard. So I don't know if that's going to be something feasible for us. My father recently retired, and he did shipping and importing and exporting all his life. So, I mean, he may be able to help us maybe next year. I'd have to sit down and talk to him about it, but that's a possibility. But even still, it doesn't solve the issue of dealing with taxes and all that. What do you think? You think that would be fun? Maybe we'll make his head a little smaller. I know those chibi guys are supposed to have large heads, but they never look right to me. So I'm going to make his head just a little bit smaller. We'll put it like right there. And give him some more neck fluff and some chin fluff. Maybe even put some fur right there. And you might wonder why I keep flipping the canvas. Hopefully this is even showing it. Sometimes this doesn't record the way I anticipate it recording, but I flip it because it kind of helps you see if there's any issues with the drawing, because when you draw something, your brain registers it in such a way that flipping it kind of like makes it seem like a new image, so you can see any kind of mistakes that you had in there. So it's always important to flip things, even if you're not like a real seasoned artist or anything. It's helpful for anyone that is drawing, anyone and everyone. So if you're trying to draw and improve, flip it. If you're on paper, hold it up against the window so the light is shining through it. Obviously you're flipping it around, but hold it up to the light, and then that will kind of flip it, and then you can see even more issues. I've even known people who used to make the image upside down. They'd flip the image upside down and then draw upside down. I used to work for a company a while back, and we had a gentleman that would come in, and he would do etchings for us, and he actually did all of his portraits upside down. Like, gorgeous portraits. Like, you'd swear they were pictures, photographs of people. He was a phenomenal artist, and he would actually do them upside down. I don't know if I'd be able to do it upside down. That's not something I've practiced with, but he's been in the business for a very long time. He is a traditional professional artist and has a significantly more experience than me in my little sparkle dog drawings. Let's see. So that could be kind of fun, I guess. I mean, I know anyone that stumbles across it that's not from our site is not going to really understand the reference of the pair, but that's okay. They don't need to, especially if we're going to do like a print on demand. Well, it's for us. If someone else wants to come along and appreciate the love of pairs with us, they're more than welcome to, but they don't have to understand it. And the problem is too, is I'm sometimes kind of a sloppy artist. You can see like my lines and everything, so I'm going to make sure too that it's drawn in such a way that it's going to be nice and clean, so you don't see all those little marks on the final product. Granted, this might be more of like an artist saying, things I'll notice that maybe others won't, but it is what it is. I'm a perfectionist, and I want to try to make it as nice as possible, and I want you guys to enjoy them too. If you order something, I want you to like what you order, obviously. And then maybe, if it's successful, then maybe we can, add things more going forward. Because it would be kind of cool just to have like a whole library of stuff that you can pick on for any season, any time of the year. Maybe it's summer, but you still want to have a Halloween shirt. You would be able to do that. So that's kind of the goal there. I can't draw these stupid feet. See, he's got too many toes now, right? So some people make such cute little toe beans. I can't do them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. Yeah, a little better, maybe. And we'll make this Apollo, and I might even be able to color it in such a way that we could have it be Artemis too, if we wanted to have a bunch of different Wajas on there. Just give him really simple eyes. Maybe even just a simple nose, just like a traditional cartoony black nose. That's one thing too I've noticed, like a lot of art or art for printing products, you want them to be pretty simple. You don't want too many details or colors, because then sometimes you lose a lot of quality, unless you're going to make it a massive image, which this is not a gosh darn it. This is not a massive image. I do a lot of stuttering. Sometimes, I guess I just talk too fast and my mouth can't keep up. Or I don't know. Just do a very simple cartoony Apollo. Everybody seems to like our mascot there. We've had him for a long time. So what better way than having him be, kind of the focal point of our images. And even the images that Ega has done, they feature Apollo too. So he will act as the mascot for a lot of these. And then maybe going forward, if people like them enough, we could probably even go in and change like the breed art on the pictures so that you can have your favorite breeds or maybe some NPCs. It would be so cool if we could even figure out a way to make it so you could customize how the Waja looks on your artwork. Like, you could have your Waja on there. I have no idea how we would even be able to do that though. This might be kind of just a fun all seasonal type image maybe. And like I said, I can switch the colors around so it's Artemis as well, who's kind of like our new co-mascot, I guess. And we've had her, it's probably been 2 years now? The time has flown by so quickly lately. We've accomplished so much just in the last couple of years. It's really impressive. I mean, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish. And, staff have done so many awesome things too. And it's been such an amazing team effort. And I'm so proud that we've been able to complete what we have. And, next year we're going to focus on some other things that maybe have been neglected for a while. And I'm so excited to see what 2020 can bring. And hopefully everyone's going to like the direction that we take. Give him his other ear. So, I definitely want to try to put more emphasis on breeding. We're supposed to be a breeding site, but we've become a customization site, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice. I love seeing what people are able to come up with and what they're able to design, but it'd also be nice to have some rewards in place for breeding. The bird got quiet. She was talking a little bit there. Now she's gonna be quiet. She probably figured out what I'm doing out here. And if you're someone that would be interested in merch, let me know what you would like to see. I mean, right now we're, again, just looking at things like on Redbubble or Cafe Press or one of those types of things. So it's more or less a lot of the typical on-demand, like print-on-demand stuff. So you're looking at shirts, coffee mugs, bags, those types of things. Easy things that they are able to supply. Unfortunately, nothing super... No, we don't want that. Maybe we want some more fluff behind the neck. Yeah, sorry. So we definitely are looking at just very basic, pretty standard, custom on print on demand type stuff. All the sites kind of have the same stuff. So you're just looking at things that they can put the image right on and print it. So it's nothing that's like super custom, unfortunately. But again, maybe someday we can work our way up to that if we get enough interest and can justify it. Again, if I'm going to have to put all the money towards my financial team to make sure we're following the laws, it might not really be worth it in the end, unfortunately. We still have to make sure that Wajas make back its investments. I mean, having a shirt would be super awesome, but I can't bankrupt the site either, in the process. So we have to kind of be smart about the things that we choose to do. We do have a lady on the team now who can help with marketing. That would be Mercury. That is her on-site name. And hopefully she can really help us next year boost like our traffic and everything. Because if we can get more traffic and kind of revive the site some, then maybe we can look into doing these other merch type things next year. I mean, it would be really cool to be able to have more customization stuff. So it's not out of the question. We just have to make sure that we're not going to bankrupt the site at the same time. Let's see, we got a toe bean here. My hand's really shaky. I wish this came with like a stabilizer. So I was going to end the video there because I thought that I was at my max limit for time. Going back through my previous videos, 4 weeks ago I uploaded a half an hour video, so I should be pretty good in time. We shall see. I want to try a different way to ink this. So we actually have some inking tools on here, so maybe that will actually stabilize my markings or my lines. Not really, it just makes it kind of a crisp line. What I'll probably end up doing actually is just importing this right into Photoshop and making the cleaner lines in that. I have a couple tools I can use there to make some really nice clean lines. So this will print out super sharp. So let's see. I guess I could have just left that at the ending there. So I think I've kind of covered everything, you know, mostly discussed merch and kind of like what the future holds for us if we want any kind of like custom stuff. Oh, I actually got some nice lines there, so maybe I need to be using this more often for inking. Still learning this program, but I'm really digging drawing on this iPad. Definitely, you know, if you're looking for something to invest in, the iPad is wicked nice for drawing. I really like Procreate. It's been a lot of fun, actually. It makes me want to draw more often. Just sometimes I kind of stare at it, not really knowing what to draw. And you can see these stupid little lines every time I do these videos. It's because when I touch the screen to move things around, instead of moving the screen, I just end up making a line. So I have a lot of those in my videos. So if you ever wondered what they were, that's what they are. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a little better. Still kind of shaky, but like I said, I'm probably just going to redraw this in Photoshop and make some sharp lines there. You know, maybe one of these days I'll try to master Illustrator, because I do have that, but you know, I don't have a ton of experience, so it can take me a little while. But the method that I use in Photoshop is kind of very similar to it, where it's almost like a vector file, so you can resize it and it still comes out nice and sharp regardless of how big or small you make it. And the darn toe beans. And that's a term I recently heard after we got the cat. I had never heard of that before, but I had posted a picture of my cat on Facebook and people were like, oh, toe beans. And it's like, oh, I did not know that that's what they were called. So I've kind of adapted to it, I guess, and used it myself. I don't know if it's just for cats, but I am using it for Apollo because he needs some toe beans. Yeah, this does ink a little bit better than what I was doing before. And give him his little chin, his little fluff. And I hope that you guys don't mind my crappy confidence in all my videos. And I want to make a nice video worth listening to, and I still don't quite have a ton of confidence for this type of stuff. I don't even know how interesting it is to listen to. I mean, like, yeah, my confidence is shot, but I appreciate everybody's support, and I will try my best to not be as annoying with all my low confidence stuff and see if I can just get into the swing of things and just move along. So there we go. Let's see how that looks without the sketch. It looks okay, I guess. I still will want to approach it in Photoshop. Let's flip it. Yeah, I think that's okay. It's got his little pear there. I'm just trying to look around. You can see his arm. See this arm here, the elbow would probably be more down like right there, so you're not going to see that elbow. That's one thing I like to do when I'm drawing, is I still try to figure out where the rest of the body is going to be, so that you can know that you have, like, you know, the right anatomy and placement of everything. Or if you watched my other videos, you probably saw me do that, where I do sketch out the whole head, and even though the Wajas is going to have a lot of hair there, I still kind of draw the eye and the side of that face just so that I know that I have the right proportions and everything. Ever since I'd started doing that, it's been super helpful in you know, planning out the pictures. I like to do these little lines just because they kind of help point out, like, the 3D-ness of the character, so it's not super flat, and then I will take care of it when I go through it in shade. And I've been kind of playing around with just like a traditional cartoony nose. I always kind of mess up where the little nostrils go. There's that, and looks like I got a random dot down there, so clean that up, and then give him the little spots for his whiskers. Maybe a little line there. He needs to have some eyelids. Yep. We'll keep his eyes pretty simple just so that they don't get too busy. Oh look, I have two chins here. Don't really need two chins though. So let's see. I'm gonna going to take this chin out. And then just kind of, nope, I don't like that either. This is the type of stuff you don't get to see on my other videos because I edit out all my questioning and sketching and all that, and then just kind of give the pear a little line. One thing I used to do a long time ago was kind of give you like details for where some of the fur was in the body. So this is like a very old school estuco style, I guess, if you want to call it that. But you know, if it's going to be very simply shaded, that might be worth having. I'll give him a little line up here because he's a super happy dude. I'm gonna put that down right there. I think I'm pretty much done with this. I don't really know if there's any point in shading it because I don't know if I'll be able to use this for printing anyways. Let's see, the canvas. It's a pretty big canvas, but its DPI is kind of low, so I might not really be able to use it. You want the DPI to be like 300 at a minimum for printing, so there's really no point in going much further with this, but I will for poops and giggles. I think everybody from Wajas knows what Apollo... Oh, you know what? He doesn't have wings. Well, he's not Apollo if he doesn't have wings. So I gotta sketch on some wings there. And some of you are probably like, what about his wings? He can't be Apollo if he doesn't have his little wings. And maybe we'll just give him like little chicken wings. I'll just kind of do this wing back here. So you figure it'd be like that. Round that out a little bit. There, maybe some little wings. We'll flip it again. I'll actually thicken that up a little bit. Try to make my canvas bigger. Let's see. Crop and resize. Nope, not like that. Going to drag that over and drag that up and out. Just make a bigger canvas. Done. And this way I have a little bit more space for those wings. So let's see. So we know wings kind of have that shape to it. Actually gonna put that more at an angle. So here are his little chicken wings. We have some people on the site who are significantly better at drawing wings than I am, but I'm just gonna make them simple because again, you don't want to do too complex of a design for printing. So hopefully this will still be okay. And we'll actually, I'm gonna put a fold in this wing. Yeah, maybe I should just have one of the other artists draw the wings so they're not so hideous. Nope, I don't like it. Alright, let's try something different. It's kind of like a more simple chicken wing. That's a little better, I think. There. Not as, it's not really anatomically correct, but it gets the point across and it still looks okay, though he looks like he needs some more flight feathers in there. I'll go back to it. So we'll just add this wing. And we'll get him a nice flight feather right there. It's almost like a Bob Ross drawing, huh? A happy little tree. Like that. So he still needs a flight feather over there. I'm going to take this and merge it down. And then we're going to center him. Alright. Let's see if we add in the flight feather. No, I'm going to put a little bit more shape to it. Hope for the best, right? Well, I don't know. I'm not digging it, but I am going to pause here. My husband just got home, so I need to go check in with him and see what we're doing for dinner. Anyways, if you made your way through the entire video, you are so awesome. Thank you so much for going through this and listening to my stuttering and all that nonsense. I will chat with you guys another time.